Story 1. Neighbor kept parking in my spot, so I gave her a taste of her own medicine.
Alright, so this might not be the pettiest thing out there, but it felt amazing at the time. My apartment complex has assigned parking spots, and each unit has one spot that's, yours. For weeks, my new neighbor started parking in my spot after work. At first, I let it slide, figured she just got confused or whatever. But when it kept happening, I left a polite note asking her to please use her own spot. The next day, I come home and yep, her car is there again. She crumpled my note and left it under her wiper, like she was proud of ignoring it. So, I decided I'd just use her spot instead. Every day, without fail, I parked right in her designated spot. It took 2 days before she started leaving notes on my car asking me to stop. I kept switching spots with her until she finally knocked on my door to confront me. I just acted clueless and told her, "Oh, I thought we were doing a swap since you were using mine." She sputtered out some excuse, but she finally stopped. Now, every time I pull into my spot and see her car not there, it's a tiny little win.
Comment 1. I had a neighbor do this, taking my assigned covered parking spot. I parked directly behind them and went to bed. Luckily, there was enough space for others to get past my car. The next morning, the parking asshole banged on my door and demanded I move my car. I made them wait nearly an hour while I showered and dressed before releasing my automotive hostage. They were very late for work and never parked in my spot again.
Comment 2. Wait, why would she use your spot if hers was empty? And then get angry? I'm kind of confused on what happened here.
Comment 3. When I used to live in an apartment with assigned parking spots, and people decided to park in my spot, I would complain to the office. They told me I could just have them towed and to call X company. So I did, every single time. Man, it was so satisfying.
Comment 4. What the actual fuck is wrong with some people? How does she think that works? She decided that any parking spot is fine but is surprised that you don't put up with it and just take hers. What did she expect, and why would she even care that you put your car there if she clearly doesn't intend to use it? You played her stupid game right back at her instead of letting your frustrations win, so however small it is, given her reaction, it was a very successful revenge.
Story 2. Bully embarrassed herself at reunion and I let it happen.
A woman I went to high school with grew up to be a self-obsessed, obnoxious lawyer who asked on my Facebook wall whether my kids have autism because I let them watch too much TV. Go F yourself. So at our 30-year reunion, she came right up and hugged me like she wasn't the biggest a-hole around. She was wildly underdressed in jeans and t-shirt. Immediately I noticed that her fly was down, and not just down but gaping so her panties showed. This is so petty. I saw it. I smiled at her, made small talk for a moment, and moved on with my evening. It was a pretty big break of girl code, but seeing her fly down in all the pics posted to FB that night. NGL, it felt pretty damn good.
Comment 1. Sometimes you don't have to actually do anything to feel like you've been vindicated, and, surely, you'd have told her, if you had noticed, LOL. Comment 2. No one else told her to. LOL.
Comment 3. Sometimes you gotta just let what happens happen, and you didn't have to lift a finger. Comment 4. I always let people know about a fixable wardrobe problem, unless they're jerks.
Story 3. Psycho tries to frame my roommate, so I spoil her TV.
So 2 months ago, my roommate lent his car keys to his friend because her car died. The next day he had to go to work, but she refused to give them back. So when my roommate tried to take them from her and she bit, scratched, hit, and kicked him, and he was covered in marks. Ever since this incident, the crazy bitch has been trying to mess up his life in any way she can. She has accused him of attacking her, she claimed that he is in love with her, she claimed that she feared for her life when they hung out, even though my roommate was literally paying this chick's bills and rent, and she has been fighting tooth and nail to get him fired or arrested or anything to ruin him. And because of this, obviously we can't interact with her at all or it will probably be brought into court. Hugh Petty Revenge. I noticed a couple days ago that she had left her Netflix logged in on mine and my roommate's TV. So I went ahead and fiddled with any settings I could change. If she had subtitles off, I put them on and made them huge and bright. Every show that she had ranked as love this I re-ranked as hate this, and I removed every single thing from her saved list. I then changed the maturity level allowances, changed her icon and nickname, and changed the app language so that she can't even easily fix anything. Then I started looking for the worst movies I could find: the Emoji Movie, Angry Birds Movie, Coco Melon, and I started ranking them all as loved. I also found the shows that she had been watched and I skipped ahead multiple episodes in all of them. This whole thing has brought me some peace of mind, knowing that this is her primary source of TV and movies. Update for clarification. 1. No, he is not paying for her things anymore. And he isn't a sugar daddy, lol. She had told him that she was living out of her car and had no food, so he helped for a long time. And he did get his keys back. 2. The cops were called. But no one saw the incident visually, and she's claiming that he just suddenly hit on her and attacked her, so she defended herself. This has been in a whole legal mess and been in court, but she seems to be trying to get him in any way she can. My roommate also mentioned that she is the crazy ex-girlfriend type, and that she had keyed her ex's car and smashed his windshield about a year ago. Which is why I'm very cautious to do anything beyond Netflix goofing. 3. No one saw the incident visually, but it was at our apartment, so we heard it. This is why it's kind of complicated legally, because it's more of word versus word. 4. He didn't call the cops and report it as stolen because she attacked him as he was asking for them back. That hadn't really been stolen yet, just borrowed, but she said he wasn't getting them back no matter what, and he stupidly tried to just grab them from her.
Comment 1. Put a child lock on the profile, password protected. Comment 2. This is great. I would just add. Make sure the skipped episodes have been viewed by skipping to the end credits, like all of the previous episodes. Makes it a pain to figure out where they left off.
Comment 3. Your roommate should sue her for carnapping. Also gather evidence if she do something again to your roommate. Like, are you really watch someone suffer because of a bitch?
Comment 4. She actually sounds like a psychopath who needs locked up.
Story 4. Long Game Christmas Revenge on My Wife.
My father bought a book for me last week. It's something he saw by chance and knew I was interested in the subject. He gave it to me in front of my wife, who grabbed it and told us that it would do as a Christmas gift for me from one of the kids. I understood where she was coming from because I am a nightmare to buy for because I have enough. But I wanted her to suffer a little, so coming home from work I saw a jewelry store was having a sale. They were getting rid of old stock ready for Christmas. I saw something that my wife had been hinting at, so I phoned her asking if we had X amount of money in the account for me to get it. I knew we had, but I wanted her to bite. She did. I got the item and told her she would have to Christmas Day to see what it was. She's been asking me 4 times a day and texting me all the time asking what it is. All I say is it's something from your Christmas list. A long, slow, petty revenge, but shall be happy on the day.
Comment 1. I hope you don't break. The not knowing will drive him nuts.
Comment 2. You, my sir, are a petty man and husband. As a wife that's had this done to her, I need to extract my revenge on my own husband this year now that I remember. Comment 3. I thought you were going to give it to your mom, from your kids.
Comment 4. I remember the Christmas I was 5 or 6. Mom asked Dad what he wanted for Christmas, and he jokingly replied he wanted a money tree, so Mom had one of my brothers cut down a little tree, stuck it on my sand bucket that she decorated and filled with soil. Then we kids had a blast in the weeks before Christmas, earning money in secret and taping our little contributions to the branches. Quarters, dollars, dimes, nickels. A tiny sapling covered in tape and our earnings. We thought it looked wonderful. Dad thought it was hilarious. I'm sure he was especially touched knowing we kids had literally worked on it for weeks with chores and odd jobs.